set it up and you leaned in for me to sing more, but that was the only part of it I knew.
More than I knew. You guys have been practicing. Keep at it.
I'll let you know when the real band is.
Sounds good. Jeez Louise. Is anybody out there? Okay. Wow. Get a grip. There's got to be someplace I can set this down and there we go. It's like standing on a freeway watching the headlights come here. Oh! It's not just sound effects. Okay, hi. Or rather, hello, idiots. You know, if I were a hot young woman, that would be entirely inappropriate. So, is this just the world's largest meet and greet? It's not that funny, darling. Wow, I can't see diddly here, but how are you? Indianapolis, Indiana. I hitchhiked through here once. On my way to that other metropolis of Cincinnati. So I don't know much about Indianapolis other than... Say again?
There isn't much. Believe me.
I'm getting that impression. No, it's a lovely city, and it's got a big monument outside my window that's like 3 times the size of the Statue of Liberty, and that's kind of cool. Do they like play the Star Spangled Banner all the time at that thing, or is it just like once a day or something? You don't know. Okay, because I was out last night walking by, and all of a sudden I hear what sounds like a marching band playing the national anthem, and I looked around and there were all these colored lights on the monument, and I thought, either they do that every night or there's a parade at 10:30. So anyway, I'm glad to be here in Indianapolis. Or anywhere. So, boy, it's really hard to see. Where are you going? Wasn't that hard to see. Is there like a question and answer line, sort of, or am I just talking? Oh God, if I have to just talk, we are in deep trouble. They are? Oh, I guess just nobody showed up. Oh wait, I see people standing over there. Oh, okay. Question?
Yes, actually, that's why I was getting up. But
that's why you were getting up.
I was just wondering, when we had the great scene when Bobby actually was killed in...
That was a great scene?
It was played very well. It was very moving. He died great. I was just wondering if you had any inkling then that you were going to be coming back as an alternate Bobby, or was that completely out of the blue and just wonderful?
Well, alternate Bobby was several seasons down the road, so trust me, nobody knew what was happening that far in advance. When they told me they were killing Bobby, spoiler. when they told me they were killing Bobby off, they said, we've got good news and bad news. The bad news is we're killing you off. The good news is you're coming back as a ghost. And I figured that meant a regularly employed ghost. Always check the fine print. So I knew I was coming back in some ghostly form, but I did not know about alternate Bobby, which it wasn't quite the same thing, but I'm glad they made the effort. So I hope that answers the question. Is that, hi, I see dim shadows on this side.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. Always happy to see you at conventions.
Well, thank you.
I just want to...
Always happy to not see anybody. Like this one.
Yeah. I just want to know kind of how you are, what you're doing, and, you know, what do you think Bobby's doing?
Is that my mom? Oh. I'm good. I'm just talking to a couple of thousand of my friends and getting along. And how do I think Bobby's doing? Did they tell you the show's over?
I watched all 15 seasons. Did he get off the porch?
If you knew Bobby the way I knew Bobby, you'd know he never gets off the porch. Not in Bobby's heaven. Now that I think about it, there might be a couple of other places he'd want to go, but as far as I know, he's still sitting on the porch waiting for take 2. So, yeah. But as far as I know, Bobby is fine. I have no idea whatever happened to alternate Bobby, but who cares? So, I hope that vaguely answers your question. I'm sure it vaguely answered it. Maybe not well, but vaguely. Thank you.
It did. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Jim.
Hi. Somebody over there?
Yep, over here. So we're gonna get past Supernatural, unfortunately, and I wanted to ask you how you like being on Be Positive.
Be Positive. I love being on it. It's, considering I'm about 30 years too young to be in an old folks home. Did I hear a quibble? Yeah, it's great fun to be doing comedy, and it's a great bunch of people to work with, and I'm hoping that all of you, even as we speak, are writing emails to CBS to tell them to pick us up for another season, because I like to eat, and no, it's a great deal of fun. And it's, I don't have to get on an airplane every time I go to work. And it's really nice people. And I get to play a character who's pretty much the complete opposite of me. And that's a thrill. Have any of you actually seen this show we're talking about?
Yeah!
Oh, all right. Good. Well, that's 7. Talk it up. Yeah, it's a great deal of fun, and as I was telling somebody in a meet and greet earlier today, it's way more fun kissing Jane Seymour than some people.
Speaking of Jane Seymour, sorry, you know that she was Jensen's mother in Smallville, right?
Yes, I knew that. In fact, the first day we worked together, she insisted that we take a selfie together and send it to Jensen. And to make him jealous. I don't know if it worked, but we did. So yeah, I knew that. And that was kind of cool. You know, you work long enough in the business, you find out everybody you work with somebody else you know. And Supernatural wasn't even the first time I worked with Jensen. All of you die-hard Days of Our Lives fans. So, again, Joe. Hi.
Hi, Jim.
Hi. No, I thought we were doing voices. What? Hi.
Hi. I wanted to
Well,
ask how you.
No, it's, I like the other one.
I wanted to ask, how do you think the reunion went between Bobby and his wife when he finally moved on and went?
How do you think it went? They don't call it heaven for nothing. Is there an answer buried in that somewhere?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think it went pretty well. I think it went pretty well. And yeah, I wish we could have shot that. Probably wouldn't have allowed it on the CW, but thank you. I think, yeah, one of my favorite things of doing the show was the relatively rare number of times I got to play with Carrie Fleming, who played Bobby's wife, and she is a sweetheart. I adore her, and we had so much fun working together. And you know, they ever want to do a Bobby and Karen sweet, there's a word for that, spin-off. Yeah, I'd be down. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a stupid answer. Hi.
Hi. So my question for you is, how many bodies do you think are actually buried at Singer Salvage?
In real life or on the show?
Both.
Well, there's this one sound guy. Yeah, you know, nobody keeps that many wrecked cars around just for looks. I suspect that that's a pretty full yard, however you want to take it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. All these years, a question I've never even thought of. Hi.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. My question is, the term idjit. Is that Bobby, did Bobby coin that, or is that something that existed before?
A couple of ways of looking at that. I had heard the word before I ever did the show. I thought it was a stupid word. What I know, should have invested in it. I had nothing to do with coming up with it. But yeah, you get back into the hills of Tennessee and Kentucky and Virginia, West Virginia, you probably hear a lot of people called idjits who never saw Supernatural. So yeah, I think it's an old term. I sure didn't come up with it, and I actually fought against it. I was like, really? Really? I know this guy's rural, but really? And they said, paycheck. Idjit it is. So,
Thank you.
you bet. Hello.
Hi, good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
I wanted to find out, how did you like working on Deadwood?
Well, Deadwood was the greatest professional, artistic experience of my life. Now, I love Supernatural. I love every day of working on that show. But as Deadwood was like, it was like working on Shakespeare's plays with Shakespeare directing you. David Milch, who created it, is an absolute genius, and nothing I've ever worked on in films and television has approached the artistic level of that show, I think. And while I've had wonderful, wonderful experiences on Supernatural and lots of other shows, just as an actor, nothing has affected me more than working on Deadwood. And also, Deadwood happened at a very difficult time in my life otherwise, and the emotional support I got both from the people who worked on the show and from being able to go to work on that show during that time was invaluable to me, and it's not something that's easily duplicated from one show to the next simply because of the specifics of that particular time. So it was a wonderful experience. It was terrifying because on Supernatural, somewhere around a week or 10 days before you start shooting the show, they send you a script. And you spend that week or 10 days, if you've got any brains, reading that script and working on it, learning the lines, and getting used to what the character does in that episode. And on Deadwood, it was exactly the same thing, except you got the script about 10 minutes before you shot it. And so there was very little opportunity to even learn the lines. But the way the production was set up was such that they worked until you got it. And the result was pretty wonderful. Supernatural and Deadwood are tied for the two most favorite things I've ever done as an actor. So, yeah.
Thank you. I enjoyed that show.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. How did you feel about being a bad guy on Supernatural, or Criminal Minds, sorry?
I don't think I was a bad guy.
Favorite BNU team?
Well, I had my reasons. If I was playing Rudolph Hess, I'd probably have my reasons for character things and not necessarily think I was a bad guy. Rudolph Hess, that was World War II. Not all of you were there. As a professional experience, it was wonderful. I was brought on, it was Criminal Minds Beyond Borders. I was brought on, as was Kim Rhodes, to do that episode by Adam Glass, who was the executive producer, but who had been a writer on Supernatural. So he should have known better. No, it was great fun. I love playing bad guys. I don't, you can't approach them as bad guys. You got to approach them as guys who are incredibly determined to get what they want and willing to do whatever's necessary out of a sense of necessity. But the bottom line is it's a lot of fun playing bad guys. So, and that one was really cool because I had a desk that I put my lines on. So, yeah, thank you. I'm glad you saw it.
I loved it.
Oh, thank you. Hello?
Hello, Jim. I would love some advice on what you do to help you get into the role of the characters that you're playing.
You hear the part about reading the script?
That was good. I liked it.
Yeah. I find that incredibly useful. And it depends on the part. When they handed me my first script as, to play Bobby, I looked at it and I went, okay, I know this guy. He's smart, savvy, and snarky. And it didn't take a lot of work to get into that.
So you felt like that role specifically matched you very well?
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent. I mean, Bobby's a lot smarter and braver than I am. He's not as good looking, but he's smarter and braver. And, you know, they have to put makeup on him to tone me down. So, it's wonderful, isn't it? Oh, jeez. Yeah, were we talking about something? What I think, you know, you look at the character in the script and you go, okay, what about this character is like me? What about this character is not like me? And the parts that are not like me, how do I figure out how to make them like me for the time that I'm doing this? That sounds way more complicated than it actually is for me. Some people spend a lot of energy pulling apart every syllable of what they say and writing a big, long backstory. I tend to work a little more instinctively. Not that that's better. It may be lazier. But I just, I look at a new role and I read it and I think, okay, I think I've got a hunch how to do this. If I absolutely feel like I don't have a clue, then I talk to somebody, whether it's the director or the writer or just someone in the business who's really good at what they do and get some advice and some information. But most of the time I just read it and go, okay, I have a sense of how this guy would talk and walk and act. And I do it like that, and if I'm lucky, they are happy with that. And if they're not happy with it, they tell you. I was doing a picture a few years ago with Guillermo del Toro called Crimson Peak. And I always have a moment on set where if there's a lull or something, I'll go up to the director and say, you know, are you getting what you want? And it's usually a way to get the director to tell me I'm a good boy. And, you know, they usually, oh yeah, you're doing great, don't worry. And so I went up to Guillermo and I said, hey boss, you getting everything you want from me? And he said, no. He said, but I will. And he did. But when he said that, I went, oh, I gotta work a little harder at not looking like I'm working. Because that's the real secret, is to look like everything you say and do is natural for the moment. So, I don't know if that's helpful at all, but it sure made me feel good.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello.
Hi, so my question was, I know that we got to see what Bobby would tell Dean in the finale, but what do you think you would tell Sam?
Who? Outside of, took you long enough. I don't know. I guess I would imagine from the way the last episode played out that Sam learned a lot of what he needed to know by the time he got there. Whereas Dean was still full of questions when he got there. So I think, I'm guessing, I don't write this stuff, but my guess is that Sam would arrive going, yeah, I think I did what I needed to do, and this is the result, and it's all good. I'm not sure I'd have to tell him anything.
Thank you.
Other than, you know, watch what he eats. Health is still a thing in heaven. I don't know. Hi.
Hi. My question is about the kiss you had with Crowley.
Your voice has gone up a little, Mark.
Nerves. Like, how did that go? Like, did you...
Do I ask you about your kisses?
Mine aren't on television.
And there lies the problem. It's a good answer. Better than the one you're about to get. How was it? Okay.
It's still on his phone. Mark still has it on his phone. Mark still has it on his phone.
I bet they are on her phone. How many of you out there have experienced stubble? I don't mean your own. That's one of my primary memories of that event. And when you consider that I have a built-in cushion, yeah, it was problematic. But the truth is, it's just a job of work. You come to work, one day you kill demons, one day you kiss the king of hell, one day you kiss Sheriff Mills. But do they ask about that? No. I will take Sheriff Mills every time. And not just because of the stubble. No, you know, we came in, we did our work, and we moved on, and there were a couple of laughs, but mainly it was just, you know, getting our heads in the right place for the lights and making sure that his tongue didn't show. And, just padlock this thing. But, you know, it's the kind of thing that when we were doing it, we knew that a lot of people were going to find it funny. And that's why acting is so much harder than most people think. But I guess if I was going to have to kiss a guy, which is not my particular interest, you know, might as well be Mark. But, Sheriff Mills. That one, we rehearsed a lot. Not nearly as much as Mark wanted to rehearse the other. So, I hope that vaguely answers your question, or at least makes you sorry you asked me.
No, I'm very glad I asked you.
Hi.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great.
Well, good. Me too.
Good. Next question.
It's not a question. It's kind of a generalized...
How are you sounds like a question to me.
It's not. It's a generalized, like, thank you. But I think I can speak for everybody in the room when I say that your portrayal of Bobby's love for Sam and Dean made all of us feel loved as well. So I think...
Well, thought it was love. Thank you. Well, that was the thing that made the relationship between Bobby and Sam and Dean so meaningful to me as an actor to play. And it was the thing I missed with alternate universe Bobby. I loved playing the roughhousing, kind of bantering, semi-parental love that Bobby had for the boys. And it was so much fun to play. It was so much fun to do with those particular two actors who, what? Yeah. They're, for all my jokes about them, they're really decent guys, and I really loved working with them. And our relationship off camera was very different from our relationship on camera. They probably know more than I know about playing idiots. And they were real good at it, almost born to it. But thank you. It was an honor to play the part, and I'm glad you guys feel that way about it.
I was wondering, what was your favorite thing or scene about Supernatural?
My favorite thing or scene?
Yeah.
Favorite thing was the paycheck. Oh gosh. That's an impossibly wide-ranging question because there were so many things that I loved about doing the show. And so many great scenes that I just really enjoyed doing. Considering there was so much banter and humor and bouncing back and forth with the boys, some of my favorite stuff, my favorite scenes was stuff where things got a little more heavily dramatic and emotional. I always enjoy playing scenes like that. And the ones that I really hold close in my heart are usually the ones where somebody is holding back tears or is in desperate emotional straits or something like that. I love the badinage between the characters, but I also love the really authentic and sincere moments of difficulty. Great fun to play. Great fun to play with those people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Beaver. First of all, I want to say, Semper Fi, Devil Dog, thank you for your service. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I really have a burning question I need to know. Did Bobby ever get any peach cobbler on Weekend at Bobby's? It looked really good.
Define peach cobbler.
Whatever was in that thing.
You're going to have to be more specific.
The neighbor that had the chipper that she wanted.
Oh, I know who she was.
It's all over that dish, and you never got to eat any of it.
The peach cobbler, no. Jennifer's gonna kill me. Is that enough for you? Thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot. Hi.
Hi. I'm not gonna lie, I'm incredibly nervous right now. But
Really?
yeah.
I'm not that interesting. Sit down.
I beg to differ. But I just wanted to ask, what's it like, I don't know, playing a character that was so important to so many people and almost posed as a father figure in a way? Like, that's gotta be pretty cool, I would think. I mean, coming from me, I'm a little biased, but yeah, I just wanted to know what that feels like.
It feels really good. No, I'm not making a joke. I'm a strong believer in people being somewhat outspoken about the love in their life. And if Bobby's love for Sam and Dean came through in a way that connected with you guys who were at home watching, then I'm very pleased, because that's one of the things I wanted for the character. There are lots of shows on television, there are tons of movies where it's just about good guys taking on bad guys. And you can smash them and cut them and shoot them and blow them up and throw them into outer space. But our show was more about how do we care for one another. And the monsters, I think, were kind of incidental. It was about family. Seems to me there's a line in there somewhere. It'll come to me. And that to me was the most important thing about what we were doing as a show. Entertaining, of course, but mainly showing the connections between people and finding ways to show how they can be strengthened. And I thought I think it was a marvelous part for me to get to play in that equation. So, thank you.
Thank you for making it feel like a family.
Number 2. Hi.
Hi. I was just wondering what your experience on the TV show Psych was like.
Oh, Psych. Well, Psych was a lot of fun for a number of reasons. It was my first chance to work again with Tim Amundsen, who I know all you guys know. Just got an email from Tim, gonna hang out with him this next week. Tim and I had done Deadwood together, and I, on Deadwood, he got killed and I married his wife. And so on Psych, he got to kill me. So I guess he evened things up. And it was so much fun to work with him again. And it was my second time working with James Brolin, who's a real pro and a really, really nice guy. And everybody was very welcoming. And it was the same set where we had shot several Supernatural episodes, so that was kind of familiar and comforting. And yeah, it was great fun. It's not, I hadn't seen the show before then, so I wasn't completely sure what it was about, but that's the story of my life. So yeah, it was great fun. And it was mainly great fun because of Tim. So.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello. I was just wondering if Bobby would have gotten the chance, do you think that he would have given Jack the same kind of father figure that he gave to Sam and Dean?
No. Well, sneak up on a fella. Yeah, that's a good question. It's a particularly good question because I wasn't around for about 99% of Jack's stuff on the show. so I kind of almost barely knew who he was. We had one good boxing scene together, and I presume so because it's Bobby's nature to do such things, but I don't know. That kind of stuff is kind of up to the writers and this lady. I don't know if that's a good answer, but when I finish watching the remaining 12 seasons, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Jim, I've got a question for you. You were talking about Psych just there?
Yeah.
So Tim Allinson tells a story that for all the favorite guest stars that come on Psych, they sing Happy Birthday to them. Do they sing Happy Birthday to you? Well, don't feel bad because they didn't for Rob Benedict either. They really didn't. They didn't like Rob. Yeah, exactly. Rob Benedict. Who? But that's it. I'm so sorry. I was there. Maybe they did like you.
Thanks for wrapping this up in a really pleasant way. Yeah. I'm gonna go call Tim and find out what's wrong. By the way, is that phony accent just for here, or do you use that at work too?
No, mate. I'm around.
All around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Hello, me.
I feel like James Brown.